Get it, boy. That was legit. Following that, not legit. But that's fine. Thanks, James. My name is Shanayla Williams, and I'm the Program Director for Youth Employment and Education Services at CYS. So I get the privilege and opportunity to supervise 2 programs that help youth at risk gain employment and education training. Those 2 programs are Career Trek, which has been around for 33 years now. Yep, longer than my life, so that's awesome. Good. And then also Youth Build, which is in its 4th year. The speaker I'm going to introduce is in the Youth Build program now. And what Youth Build does is takes youth 17 to 20 and gets them engaged in career training through the construction trades, and also helps them get connected to the community through partners like Habitat for Humanity, United Way, Homes First, and a lot of other awesome organizations. The speaker that I'm going to bring to you inspires many people all the time, including myself, which is pretty remarkable because I'm so used to inspiring people all the time, you know? Like it's just what I do. So to inspire me is pretty epic. So get it, girl. Get it. So with that, either you think I'm funny or you think I'm such an egomaniac right now, right? So it's cool. That's cool. So with that, I'd like to introduce a dear participant in our program, and I guarantee that she will inspire you with her story. If she doesn't, I'm at table 17 and I will refund your money like that, okay? So I got you. Breakfast is on me. So with that, Shanayla Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you all for being here. I'm honored to have this opportunity to speak to you today. I'd like to start off by inviting you to take a journey with me. Imagine this. You are walking the streets of downtown Olympia. It's raining, not pouring, but just enough to where puddles begin to form. As you walk past the transit center, you notice a young woman huddled up underneath the awning of a building. Her clothing is grungy, and her fingernails are untamed. She looks as if she hasn't showered for a month. The more you stare, the more you realize drugs has taken a toll on her. Maybe it was the only way she knew how to cope. A victim of rape within her own home, so she trusted very little. Starving for knowledge with nothing to eat, homeless and alone, that young woman was me. Nobody has lived a perfect life. So many people struggle with dysfunctional situations. Daily they surround us. Chains holding us bound to the cycle of repeating the lifestyles we've witnessed, or in some cases participated in ourselves. As I look back on my own past and recollect on everything that I have encountered, I realize it has made me into the woman you see before you. Growing up, I didn't see much of my dad for a lot of reasons, most of them pretty complicated. I used to wonder what it would have been like for him to see me ride my first bike, or bandage me up when I fell, or tell me I was his princess, even just once. A male role model, in my opinion, is very important in a young lady's life. They teach you things a woman cannot. I grew up living in Tacoma with my mom and little sister Ariana. I was 6 when my sister was born. Being the oldest, I took care of my sister and practically raised her while my mom went to school and worked. When I was 10, my mom had her first mental breakdown. She was diagnosed with severe depression and a low form of schizophrenia, so she was admitted into Western State Mental Institution. When Ariana was 6, her father took her for what he called a vacation. Little did I know, my sister wouldn't make it back home at the end of that summer. My mom and I never spoke much about her after that, at least not to each other. Bothered with the pain of the custody battle and my mom's newly discovered disabilities, we moved from all our family and friends to Olympia. Moving from a place I had lived my whole life to a place I had never seen was hard. I wanted to know who I was and what I wanted in life. With my mom constantly working and going back to school, I was left with a lot of free time. I got into smoking weed and cigarettes at first, but my mom was so busy, she didn't realize I was slowly slipping away. A week before my 15th birthday, my mom got married to a man she met online from Belize. He had 2 sons younger than me, and since I missed my sister so much, I wanted siblings badly. After they got married, he sent his boys to come live with us. Immediately, we were like family. Soon after, my mom got sick again. At first, I couldn't tell, but overwhelmed with school, work, and a house full of kids, she ended up back in Western State. Around the same time, she found out she was pregnant with his child, my new baby sister. During that time, my mom's husband supposedly took care of us. With my mom institutionalized, I shut down my emotions and attempted to drown them away with drinking and partying with the cool kids. Around the same time, my mother's husband started molesting me. When my mother finally got home, I was angry. I lost it. I felt she had abandoned me. I was angry with her, but day by day, the real person I grew upset with was myself. I didn't want to cause my mom any more pain. So instead of speaking up, I acted out. Running away from home for months on end, stealing, lying, you name it, I did it. My sophomore year, I was already looking at a felony and was on probation. One day, I broke down. I couldn't take it anymore. I went to my high school officer at the time and told her about what I had been hiding all along. Not too long after that, my mother's husband went to jail. But after everything I had been through, I was broken. No judge could serve a sentence that would even slightly measure up. Once charged with molesting me, my mother's husband was deported to Belize. Months later, my mother, stepbrothers, and sister moved there as well, where they have lived now for the past 3 years. In those years, I've lived in 17 different homes. For a while, I went to live with my own father in Tacoma. I could tell he wanted to help me, but I was so used to doing things on my own and taking care of myself, I ran away from him too. I did the only thing I knew to do. Go back to what I thought was the life for me. This time last year, I was addicted to drugs, a high school dropout, and bouncing around with no real home. To be honest, I'm surprised I'm still alive. But I am. I realize now that my life is a gift. Today, I have 2 jobs. I've put my name on the lease for a house. In September, I was most employable student of the month. I have 100% perfect attendance in school. straight A's in every class, and in June, I will be graduating. I plan to graduate this year with a 3.7 GPA and gain construction certifications before enlisting in the Navy this summer. My dream is to be the first doctor in my family. Running away from home to 100% perfect attendance? Drug addiction to straight A's? I know you're wondering, what's the secret? I'll never forget when it all started to change for the better. June 1st, 2012, I moved back to Olympia from Vancouver, not knowing where I was going to go. But by the good grace of God, a dear friend let me stay with her despite my bad tendencies and history. CYS was literally within walking distance of her apartment, so I went there to figure out what was next. I found a place to sit and eat and look for jobs in Rosie's place. I found resources to get tattoos removed and inked out. And then I found Youth Build. Youth Build has been the foundation I built my dreams on. I formed relationships not just with my peers, but my instructors. I earned tools I will forever be able to use no matter where my life may take me. Most important though, I learned when we pull our resources together and invest in one another, a journey turns into a movement. I have now been sober for months. I built a whole new relationship with my parents, family, and friends. They are very proud of me. I also started attending church again, and I'm taking steps to deal with life's problems every day. My father taught me one thing I'll never forget. If you want something, get up and get it yourself. Nothing in this life is handed to you. I agree with him. You have to work for what you want. Without an option to work, the chance of success is limited. If I could add anything to my dad's rule, it would be when you have the opportunity to get what you want, get up and get it yourself. Don't spend your time looking for handouts. Thanks to CYS and Youth Build, I got that chance. In closing, I'd like to share a poem with you all that I wrote a couple months ago. I've seen demons within angels. You can tell by looking in their eyes from different angles. Hidden halos, I possess more than what meets the eye. Never been in a drive-by or seen anyone die, but I've had a broken heart, crushed and ripped apart. Slept in the gutter and said goodbye to my mother, young and full of wonder. I've tasted success and defeat, starving for knowledge with nothing to eat. One pair of shoes on my feet, mine lost to the streets, and yet still, my old soul knows better. It all changed the day I received that letter. It stated, "This is your moment, own it. One day you'll inspire the mind that sets the world on fire without a lighter. Believe in you, because nobody else has to." And just as I was about to put the paper in a wad, I read the bottom, sincerely signed God. that faceless girl we saw on our walk downtown. But I'm not anymore. CYS has helped me and countless others. You didn't know me or my story, yet you helped me. I thank you today for the opportunities your support of CYS gave me. But the job is not done. It's now our responsibility to make sure opportunities continue to be available for everyone. Based on what you've learned, I hope you are proud of the person I am becoming. My name is Shanayla Williams, and I'm 20 years old. My life is not a tragedy, but a triumph. Because despite all obstacles and limitations, I gained something no one can ever take away from me. Hope. Thank you.